What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Collecting and Hobbies, and today we're doing another Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series action figure review over low light. And there he is in his packaging right there. And I'll show you the rest of the packaging. There's some artwork on this side. He's number 86. And there's some artwork on this side. You can try to scan that and look up all those little icons if you want. Go to HasbroPulse.com. They show the icons on there. These don't work as far as I know. They haven't for over a year or about a year. There's what you get inside the box, 6.3 inches tall. Comes with a multitude of accessories, a backpack, a gun case, and all that good stuff. And on the inside is nothing more than the artwork that's on the side right here in black and white where the figure's at. And then a little gray box, cardboard, where they put his accessories. So let's go ahead and show you what the original figure looked like. So this is the original one from 1986. There's his backpack, his gun. You can get a good idea of what he looked like before. And there he is right there. So top to bottom, or you could just look at him right here, side to side. I got this other figure out because as you can see, I've already put all his accessories on. And so I wanted to get figure out something about the gun case. And, oh wait, looks like low light was part of another, whoops, I don't know how that happened. But some of these guys, they brought them into Tiger Force, made different versions of them, stuff like that. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. I will show you his file card. And there's the file card. He's a night spotter. His file name is Cooper G. McBride. Special entered military specialty infantry marksmanship instructor from Crosby, North Dakota. He's a grade E6. As a child in North Dakota, Lowlight was afraid of the dark, timid with animals, and shy of loud noises, until one precarious hunting expedition with his father. Lowlight somehow lost his way in the impenetrable darkness. He was found 3 weeks later with his flashlight, .22 rifle, and a grin from ear to ear. 10 years later, he was an instructor at the Army Marksmanship Program in Fort Benning and a self-taught expert on image intensification. The Joes like to have Lowlight along for the ride. They know that if anything gets really hairy, and that's bound to happen sooner or later, all they have to do is wait until dark. It doesn't matter what field of fire the bad guys control, the night belongs to Lowlight. All right. Now we can get into the figure review. Okay, so you can see here, I got everything already put on him. I got his gun. This is what I wanted to show you about the gun thing. And wait. Okay, now it's not doing it. Maybe it's because it's on the figure stand. Huh. He literally couldn't hold his arms straight when I first put that on there. It would just wiggle from side to side, back to forth. And then I just bent his elbow joint to help him hold it. I was going to see if it was just low light that's like that. I was going to get a brand new Cobra Infantry and test it on him to see if it did the same thing. And now it's not doing it at all. That's kind of strange. But so, because this, basically the accessory is so heavy that they can't even they can't hold their arm straight. Well, it is doing. Well, look, yeah, see, it is doing it here. You pull it back just a little bit, it automatically just goes forward. So the accessory case is kind of, or the gun case is kind of heavy. So it's not just low light, it's, I guess, all the figures that are like that. All right, so that's all I needed to know. So I wanted to just figuring out if my low light is, if he had a loose joint or if it was just everybody that does that. All right. So as you can see, he looks a lot like the original version that I just showed you. He's pretty much all gray, kind of like his buddy over here, Firefly. And the of course the goggles are of course removable because I did actually put them on. As you can see, they were an accessory. Supposedly the hat doesn't come off. That's part of the sculpt, but supposedly the eyes are okay. I guess he's got bags under his eyes or something. It's supposed to make it actually look like he's tired, like he hadn't got any sleep. I see what they did. So they put a little bit of makeup around his eyes or photoreal to make it look like he hasn't got any sleep. His backpack does not go in very well, I've noticed. Maybe if I heated it up, give him a hot figure bath, that would go in further. I was kind of confused on how this goes exactly because he's got a peg on this too. And I'm like, where exactly is that supposed to go? What is that for? I mean, I guess he could just put it on his back without his backpack, but he's also got a hole here. So I thought the hole was to put it here, but it really doesn't even do anything. It's like not even designed for that. That seems to be designed for this. That's more in the shape of the square for the trigger on his gun. So let's take this backpack out real quick. Put this in, which I haven't done yet. This actually goes in further. I saw somebody do this on on the internet, and then they put his backpack like this. Okay, well, not something I would normally think of, or you would think of to see. He's got a backpack literally. I mean, this is G.I. Joe. They have no straps, right? So he's got this backpack just magically floating on his gun case. So that's kind of strange, but that's another. Oh, it's a lot. Wow, that's a lot tighter. I don't even want to come out. There we go. All right. And when you get this out of the package, I've actually not even touched his gun yet because his gun is actually packaged inside the gun case in the accessories. And when I did open it, the first thing that happened was the scope went flying on the floor. So you can see all his goodies here. He's got, there's the actual gun. There's a clip there, I guess. Oh, that's for the stand. I was like, well, maybe you could put a rope on it, sling it over his shoulder. There's the scope and the muzzle silencer, whatever you want to call it. So we'll take that out in a minute. And then he's got his other gun right here with a removable magazine clip. And then you've got some kind of device right here that also comes out. And of course a knife. Just a regular knife. Nothing special to it. No details or anything, really. Well, a little bit. All right, so let's go over the figure itself. He's got nice gray boots. He's got some padding right here. Not sure what that is about, what it's for. Just extra padding, or so he didn't get shot in the leg or whatever. I don't know. Teflon. He's got the same thing on his arms, so that matches up. His boots, his hands, everything matches up perfectly. The only thing that stands out really is the green on the grenades. Of course, he's got the red that goes with his visor. He's got some zippers and some belt buckles. I actually painted silver, even though they're on his back. He's got a nice little belt right here, which also got some nice silver paint. This is painted, and it's right in the middle of his articulation, which is kind of unique. But let's go over articulation real quick. He can look up pretty good. He can look down pretty good because of the neck that actually moves. And this is the neck with the dumbbell joint inside. You can go up to a full T, of course. He's got the butterfly joints that work. They can go back pretty good, and they go forward pretty good. It's got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. They're also pinless. I don't know if you saw that, but I mean, this figure is like super tight. Kind of loosened up that bicep a little. He can crunch really good forwards and backwards, pretty decent. He's got the torso swivel here, which is super tight. Let's see what else. He's got the side-to-side motion on his hands. I believe this one is an up and down. And of course, he's got the thigh swivels. He's got double jointed pinless knees, because this is, I believe, an all new sculpt for him. I don't know I don't know if they've reused it or used it on anybody else, but nobody that I have. He's got the boot swivel, go up a little bit, go back even more. And then he's got the forward-facing pin ankle rockers. And, of course, you can do the splits. He's got the drop-down joints. You can go all the way up. So plenty of articulation on this guy. Really don't even like showing articulation anymore, because it seems like every time I do that, it just loosens everything up, like in the hips. But I show it anyways. So here's where you pull out the gun. There's a little tab, obviously. Here's the gun. This is a mini clip that's already in there. It's also removable. You can pull this out. Of course, the little stand. And then you got his scope. I like how they made sure that everything's easy to pull out with your fingernail or whatever. It may make it a little bit looser in there, but at least you can get it out easily. There's the hole, so you can put a blast effect in there. Here's the silencer. Here's the stand. Okay, so I'll put that in a minute. Here's the scope. Now this is much more realistic looking than the old 1986 one. This looks like the actual sniper rifle. And there we go. Got everything clipped on. So let's go ahead and see what he looks like. Here's the gun, all ready to go. Let's get a low light here. Get him on the ground. Wow, these knees are so stiff they don't even want to move. It's just kind of funny. But anyway, yeah, these G.I. Joes are very, very stiff when you first get them out. Very, very stiff. And sometimes it takes, you got to put some hot water on them just to get them going so you can articulate them, because they will break sometimes if you don't do that first. So that's why I'm not showing all the articulation and stuff, because I like to do the review straight out of the box if I can. See, this elbow don't want to move. There we go. I've had plenty of Lightning collections. I've seen lots of those where they don't want to move either, and they break. Well, anyway, you get the idea. I'm sorry, but I'm thinking about doing other ways of doing these reviews where instead of they're just straight out of the box, actually showing you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and lots of different cuts and stuff like that, like a lot of people do. But I've always done it this way, and no one's ever said anything, complained about it, so I've always stuck with it. Because this is kind of, a lot of times, this is the longest that I actually have to figure out and play with it or mess with it. This is kind of like an adult's way of playing with a toy. And unless I'm posing it around for display, I normally don't touch them. They just stay up there on display. So yeah, so here's his case. He's got everything ready to go. He's got his backpack and his other guns over there. I don't think there's no other place to put his other gun, so you can't stick it in here, I don't think, because this is molded to hold a certain thing. But here's the details in there. Alright guys, if you haven't bought this figure yet, I highly recommend it. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and Yo Joe.